Episode 1. On a hot afternoon, the coffee shop on the corner of 4th Street in Sacramento was full of customers. "Hazelnut latte for Mr. Pearson," the female barista called out from behind the counter. "Here's your change, Mr. Pearson," she added, shaking the coins in her hand. "Thank you, miss," said the old man in a black three-piece suit. "I'm looking for Alex. I believe he works here." "Alex, someone is looking for you at the counter," the lady barista called. A young man wearing his blue work uniform walked toward the cash counter. "Yes, Maya? Who is it?" "Mr. Pearson, Alex is here," Maya said, as Pearson turned to see Alex standing behind him. "Why are you here?" Alex shockedly asked. "Let's step outside and talk." Alex pushed open the glass door and asked in a firm voice, "What do you want?" "I want you to come back, Mr. Barrett," said Rob Pearson. "You want me to return to the Barrett family?" Alex asked, unable to believe Rob's boldness. His expression suddenly turned cold. "Yes," the old man replied clearly. "The Barrett family's assets worth $300 million will be placed under your control if you return." Rob spoke with deep respect toward Alex Barrett. $300 million! Alex let out a bitter laugh. "The Barrett family really has money to throw around, don't they, Rob?" Noticing the mockery in Alex's voice, Rob asked, helplessly, "Young man, are you still holding on to the event from 3 years ago?" Alex stayed silent, which Rob took as a yes. Rob forced a sad smile and continued, "Alex, the old man may have been wrong back then, but he has paid a heavy price for it. Why not give him another chance?" "Another chance?" Alex sneered. "Why should Harlan Barrett get a second chance when he never gave my mother one?" 3 years ago, Alex watched his mother die with his own eyes. From that moment, he kept the fire of anger burning in his heart. Even though the Barrett family had more than enough money, Harlan Barrett refused to spend even a tiny amount to treat Alex's sick mother. He had begged like a dog in front of that heartless man, but Harlan didn't care, nor did he plan to help. And now he wanted a second chance? Thinking about that painful memory, Alex shook his head with silent anger. "Do you plan to be a waiter and delivery boy your whole life?" asked Rob after noticing Alex's firm refusal. In the 3 years since Alex left the Barrett family, he had married into the White family. As a live-in son-in-law, he kept his status far lower than his life in the Barrett family. Even then, the White family often mocked him and treated him poorly. "I'd rather be a waiter, a delivery boy, or even a janitor than give my whole life," Alex said with a faint smile. Rob frowned. "Young man, what are you trying to say?" "Nothing," Alex replied, shaking his head. "Mr. Pearson, you may leave now. Tell Harlan and the whole Barrett family that I will return someday, but I will be back for another reason, not for their money." Rob stood frozen, staring at Alex's back as he walked away, his face filled with mixed emotions. On the way, Alex thought deeply about his past. Since birth, he had lived a comfortable life in the Barrett family, but as an illegitimate child, every family member looked down on him. Even the servants would scold and bully him. Alex once thought he would always stay in the Barrett family until the day he died. But when his mother became seriously ill 3 years ago, he realized the truth. Those people never cared for them. One night when his mother fell extremely ill, Alex knelt before the whole family, begging them to save her, but no one helped. They ignored him like he didn't exist. In the end, his mother died from her illness. Watching her die traumatized him for the rest of his childhood. From that moment, he understood that to the Barretts, he and his mother were like insects, worthless and not even treated as human. After her death, Alex left the Barrett family. On that day, he swore he would return one day and make every Barrett kneel before his mother's grave to repent. But at that time, it was only the emotional promise of a young boy. The day after leaving, Alex was chased by a group of thugs who wanted to kill him. If he hadn't accidentally run into William White, he would have died. It was clear that the Barrett family sent these thugs. To them, Alex Barrett was just an ant. After marrying into the White family, Alex's life became calmer. Though mocked daily, he at least lived as a human. He hoped for a peaceful life, but trouble returned again. Despite failing to kill him before, the Barrett family found him once again, and now they offered to make him a billionaire. But among the third generation of the Barrett family, more than 100 men had the right to inherit. For an illegitimate child like him, becoming the heir was almost impossible. This was clearly a trap. After all, why would someone they hated suddenly be worthy of billions? As the saying goes, an opportunity that sounds too good to be true would most likely be too good to be true. Alex. Lost in thought, Alex heard a woman call his name. A beautiful woman in a white dress approached. In addition to her delicate features, she also possessed a tall yet slim figure. Her body lingered with a graceful temperament. She stole the limelight amid the bustling city, looking breathtaking. She was his wife, Sarah White. "Sarah, what's wrong?" Alex smiled gently. No matter what he faced, seeing Sarah always lifted his mood. But Sarah's expression was cold. She glanced at him and said, "Come with me to my aunt's house. It's Thanksgiving." "Thanksgiving?" Alex said in surprise. Sarah had told him yesterday about the family gathering. Everyone in the White family would be there. Alex looked at his yellow work uniform. He felt uncomfortable. He had just finished delivering food and didn't have time to change because Rob Pearson appeared suddenly. It was an important family event. He didn't want to go dressed like this. "Sarah, can you wait while I go home to change?" Alex asked shyly. Sarah frowned. "Why didn't you change earlier? I told you about the Thanksgiving gathering yesterday." "I forgot," Alex muttered quietly, lowering his head like a child being scolded. "Forget it. No need to change. No one will pay attention to you anyway. We're going straight to my aunt's house. Grandpa and everyone is waiting," Sarah said impatiently. The more she spoke, the more annoyed she sounded. Alex wanted to explain, but Sarah had already turned away, so he had no other choice but to follow her. The White family was once famous in the region. One of their ancestors, Thorin White, was the chief advisor to a Native American tribal leader. Since the White family was founded, it had existed for over 2,000 seasons. Though it's no longer as powerful as before, people still respect their history. Thanksgiving was always a time for the White family to gather. When Sarah and Alex reached the aunt's house, Alex saw that many people were already inside. Sarah took a deep breath and walked toward the entrance. Alex followed behind her, but just as he was about to enter, a large hand blocked him. "Stop right there, Alex. What are you here for?" a young man shouted. It was Jackson White, one of Sarah's cousins. His arms were crossed arrogantly and his face showed clear malice. "Aren't I a part of the family gathering?" Alex asked, confusedly. Since he married into the White family, he thought he naturally counted as a member. "Family?" Jackson sneered. "These are whites. What does that have to do with you?" His tone made it clear they saw Alex as an outsider and an unwanted guest. "Sarah, what do you mean?" asked coldly. Jackson turned to her and said slyly, "Nothing, I'm just saying that outsiders and dogs aren't allowed at the White family's gathering." If his earlier words were teasing, these ones were meant to fully humiliate Alex Barrett. But Alex, who had faced far worse insults than this, remained calm. Sarah, however, grew angry. Alex was her husband after all. "Alex is my husband. How dare you call him an outsider?" Sarah snapped. "Your husband?" Jackson laughed loudly, as if hearing a joke. "Sarah, are you really calling this loser your husband? You've been married for 3 years and haven't even slept with him once." Hearing this, several family members smirked. Their mocking eyes stabbed at Alex like sharp daggers. They couldn't understand how Alex could be so useless, married to a beautiful woman like Sarah, yet never touched her in 3 years. Was something wrong with him? Sarah's face turned pale. It was true. After 3 years of marriage, she hadn't even held Alex's hand. She thought only a few people knew about that, but it seems she could no longer hide that fact. "Alex, why don't you go inside first? I just remember I have a delivery to make," Alex said with a forced smile. He could handle the humiliation of the White family people, but he didn't want Sarah to suffer because of him. Seeing him pretend like this, Sarah's heart suddenly felt heavy for whatever reason. Even though she never treated Alex like a husband, but he always cared for her the best way he could. Whether it was a windy or rainy day, he always came to pick her up from work. If she was upset, he would try to cheer her up. He never got angry in front of her and always supported her quietly. Over time, she naturally grew feelings for him. Her eyes filled with a thin layer of tears. She wondered why Alex always treated her so kindly. Alex took a deep breath and turned away. If he stayed longer, there would be more humiliation. But just as he took his first step, a firm and clear voice sounded behind him. "We're going in together." Alex suddenly felt a soft and warm touch gently holding his hand upon hearing those words. Episode 2. When the White family heard Sarah's words and saw what she did, they all froze in shock. Surely Sarah did not have a fever, so what did she mean? Was she saying that she wouldn't attend Thanksgiving if Alex wasn't allowed to enter? "Sarah, are you really choosing an outsider over your own family?" Jackson looked at her with disbelief. He never imagined Sarah would say something so bold just for Alex. Thanksgiving was one of the most important activities in the White family. Every time the gathering happened, every White family member had to attend. This rule could never be broken. Anyone who refused to join and honor their ancestors would be seen as disrespectful. If Sarah refused to enter the house today, knowing Patriarch Morgan White's temper, he might expel her from the White family. That was how serious the situation was. "Sarah, you should go inside. Your cousin is right," Alex said, gently holding her shoulders. "This is a family tradition only for the Whites. I'm a Barrett, so I don't have the right to go in." Alex knew clearly that either Sarah or Jackson had to back down from this matter. If not, both of them would face harsh punishment. But Sarah's punishment would be much worse. Alex did not want Sarah to be expelled from her family because of him, so he stepped forward and chose to back down. No matter how humiliating it was, no matter how others looked down on him, he was willing to suffer anything just to protect Sarah. For her sake, he was even willing to give up all his pride. "Alex," Sarah muttered softly as her eyes turned red. She knew exactly why Alex had to compromise, but the more he acted like this, the harder it became for her to accept it. She felt deeply sorry for him. "All right, I'm going to deliver the takeout. Come home early tonight," Alex said, pretending to sound relaxed. Then he turned around and walked away without looking back. Even though Jackson had humiliated him badly, Alex felt strangely calm. He was even a little happy. Sarah had just said she would only attend the gathering if he was allowed inside. In 3 years, this was the first time that Sarah chose to stand by his side. It was the first time she had ever stood up for him. Alex felt that all the suffering he had gone through was worth it upon hearing those words. After delivering all the takeout, Alex went home and started making dinner. Ever since leaving the Barrett family 3 years ago, Alex worked hard on his cooking skills to gain William White's recognition. Over time, he became good at cooking. William would always say that men who could cook were good men. Alex had a good impression on Sarah because of this. With William's support, he soon married into the White family. But after the marriage, problems slowly began to appear. As time passed, William's business kept failing, and his status dropped drastically. Since Alex had no talent in business, he couldn't help William at all, so he started delivering takeout to make a living. As the business continued to fall apart, Alex's mother-in-law, Kylene, grew more and more unhappy with him. She often scolded him for being useless and believed he wasn't worthy of Sarah. After that, Alex's life in the White family went downhill. If not for Alex, someone as beautiful as Sarah could easily have married into a wealthy family. Alex had nothing to say against that, since he was an illegitimate child with no money and no proper education. He could never compare to Sarah, a beautiful woman who graduated from a famous university and was once known as the campus beauty during those years. The only thing Alex could offer her was his sincere love. But in a world where the strong take advantage of the weak, sincerity often means nothing. While placing the dishes on the table, Alex felt something wasn't right. Usually, William and Kylene were home by now. Why were they late today? Right then, his phone rang. "Alex, Dad got into a car accident." At that moment, Alex's expression turned pale. It was Sarah's voice, but her words shocked me completely. "My father-in-law in a car accident?" "Sarah, don't worry. I'm heading to the hospital right now."
Alex said, trying to calm her before hanging up. Then he rushed to the hospital on his electric bike. When he arrived, he saw Sarah sitting on a bench quietly crying. Kylene was pacing nervously in front of the emergency room. "What happened?" asked Alex anxiously, walking towards her. Before she could answer, Kylene stormed over and slapped Alex hard. Pain shot across Alex's face. "You still dare to ask what happened?" Kylene screamed angrily. "You useless brat! Where were you this afternoon? Why didn't you pick up William from work?" Alex stood petrified in shock. Normally, he always picked up William after work. William had injured his leg long ago and couldn't drive well. But since William left the Thanksgiving gathering without calling Alex, Alex assumed he wouldn't be coming home and forgot to pick him up. "Mom, I'm sorry," Alex said apologetically. Even though the accident wasn't his fault, he felt he should have paid more attention toward William. "Shove your sorry away. Don't you dare say that word. Your apology helping us at all, you worthless brat? You married into my family for 3 years and achieved nothing. If anything serious happens to William today, you'd better divorce my daughter and get out of my family." Kylene's voice echoed through the hospital hallway, drawing the attention of many people. But Alex didn't care about losing face. William wasn't just his father-in-law, but he was the one who saved Alex's life. Alex would never let anything happen to him. "Who is the patient's family?" a doctor asked, walking over. I am! Kylene and Sarah rushed forward. "The patient has severe internal bleeding. His condition is critical and he needs immediate surgery," the doctor said seriously. Kylene almost fainted hearing this, her vision going dark. Sarah turned pale as if she had seen a ghost. "The surgery is expensive and the patient is not covered under any insurance," the doctor added. "Doctor, please start the surgery right away. No matter the cost, we'll handle it," Alex said. "Okay, sign here first. After that, pay the surgery fee at the payments office," the doctor said, handing Alex an agreement. Alex signed it. But when he looked at the surgery fee, his eyes widened in shock. $50,000! This was an insane amount. What surgery cost $50,000? Alex immediately felt something was wrong. With William's financial situation, even $500 would be difficult. How could they charge $50,000? Could they have made a mistake in their calculation for the surgery fee? Alex hurried to the payments office, hoping the amount was wrong, but the staff confirmed that there was nothing wrong with the surgery fee. $50,000. Alex's heart sank immediately. As a delivery worker, he earned only $1,200 a month. He never imagined he would have to spend such a huge amount at once. And William's condition was so serious that it was too late to transfer him to another hospital. Where could Alex get that kind of money? Even if he begged people for help, who would lend him such an impossible amount? Frustration filled his chest. He had never felt money was so important until now. "Young man," a familiar voice spoke behind him. Alex turned around to see Rob Pearson smiling at him. At that moment, Alex finally understood everything. "You caused this!" Alex shouted, clenching his fists in anger. At this point, anyone could tell that Rob planned the accident. The sudden crash, the ridiculous $50,000 medical fee, every step was carefully arranged. All of this was to force Alex to return to the Barrett family. Rob smiled and shook his head. "Alex, what are you talking about? I don't understand." Before Rob could finish, Alex punched him hard in the face, making blood burst from his old man's nose. Episode 3. "Did you plan to hurt my father?" Alex shouted. He never imagined the Barrett family could be this cruel. To make him return to the family, they were using William's life to threaten him. "Young man, you said it yourself. I didn't say anything," Rob Pearson replied with a small smile. "Damn it!" Alex hit the wall hard with his fist. Even though he wanted to kill Rob, Alex knew that the only person who could save William right now was Rob Pearson. Without Rob, even if he got $50,000, the hospital still wouldn't treat his father-in-law. And he had no way of getting that much money so quickly. It was an obvious trap, but Alex had no choice but to walk into it.
He could accept the fact that the Barrett family would use any method to force him back, but he would never allow Sarah's family to be hurt.
"Young man, hurry up and make the decision," Rob urged. "Mr. White can't hold on much longer." A calm smile appeared on Rob's old face. From the start, he had clearly seen Alex's weakness. That weakness was William White. If William was harmed in any way, Alex would lose control. And if Alex let William die today, his relationship with Sarah would be over. Rob was sure Alex wouldn't make such a stupid choice. Alex gave a sad smile. Rob had guessed correctly. Even without Sarah, Alex would never let William die. William had once saved his life. "Save him," Alex said. His voice was ice cold as he finally made his choice. "If anything happens to my father-in-law this time, I will destroy the Barrett family." "Young man, from the moment you were born, the noble bloodline of the Barrett family has been in your body. Now you finally made the smartest choice. Believe me, the Barrett family can give you far more than just billions." Rob's tone was full of pride. The Barrett family was known as the top wealthy family in the capital. They weren't just rich, their true power was something that normal people couldn't even imagine. "Smartest?" Alex gritted his teeth, hatred burning in his eyes. When a kind person is bullied, he steps back again and again. In return, he gained an inch of advance in his Barrett family. The Barrett family kept pushing him more and more. Everyone in the Barrett family thought Alex was like a dog. He came when called and left when told. But they didn't understand that even a dog will bite if forced to do so. At this moment, Alex made up his mind. From today, he would never step back again. Between him and the Barretts, it would be either them or him. He wanted Harlan Barrett to pay for his arrogance. "Barrett family, you forced me," Alex thought. Rob didn't know what Alex was thinking. He took out a contract he had prepared a long time ago, smiled and said, "Alex, this is the master's gift for you. As long as you sign this, all of our family's businesses in Los Angeles County will belong to you." Alex looked at Rob coldly. The contract listed many industries, such as real estate, catering, telecommunications, entertainment, internet. Almost every field was included. Roughly, it was worth hundreds of billions. For the first time, Alex understood how terrifying the richest family in the capital truly was. This was only part of their assets. If you added everything they owned in the United States, their wealth was like that of a small country. The more Alex understood, the more pressure he felt. But the arrow was already pulled back. He had no choice left. Even though he knew Harlan had set a trap for him, he still had to jump in. Alex stopped hesitating and signed his name. "Congratulations, young master. From now on, you are the richest man in Los Angeles County," Rob said respectfully. "Richest man in Los Angeles County?" Alex laughed coldly in his heart. A normal person would go crazy with happiness after becoming rich so suddenly, but Alex didn't feel that way. If he had the choice, he'd rather live a simple life with Sarah than become the richest man in the world. But the Barrett family wasn't going to let that happen. By taking over the California businesses, he could now be killed at any time. After Alex left, Rob took out his phone and made a call. "Sir," he agreed. "Good." The voice on the other side was calm, clearly not surprised. "Stay in Beverly Hills for now and help him manage the businesses as soon as possible." "Yes, sir." "And I will send a ghost servant to protect him secretly." "Ghost servant?" Rob's eyes widened. He never expected Harlan Barrett to send ghost servants to protect Alex. What did this illegitimate child have that made Harlan so careful? The truth is, the ghost servant team was the most important force in the Barrett family. Harlan Barrett had once spent more than $30 billion overseas to buy an island as the training ground for the ghost servant. They would find children with strong potential from all over the world and train them from childhood. Every child went through cruel, hell-like training. Their trainers were either top martial arts masters or leaders of assassin groups.
Thousands entered the ghost servants training camp every year. In the end, only one of them can become a ghost servant. That showed how terrifyingly strong the ghost servants trained by the Barrett family were. Compared to the ghost servants, normal soldiers and famous assassins were nothing. Harlan had never planned to send ghost servants to protect Alex. Rob was very clear that even Harlan's son didn't have the qualifications to be protected by the ghost servants. But it just so happened that Alex had the qualifications. Rob was shocked. He knew Alex must have a hidden secret, and that secret was worth far more than billions in family assets. After Rob arranged everything, William's surgery was completed safely. Seeing that William was fine, Alex went to buy breakfast. Kylene and Sarah had stayed in the hospital all night. They must be hungry, he thought. Carrying the breakfast, Alex reached the ward. Just as he was about to open the door, he heard Kylene's voice. "Sarah, divorce Alex after your dad recovers. You deserve better." "Mom, I've said it many times. I won't divorce him." Sarah's pretty brows tightened and her voice was tired. "You must divorce him." Kylene's tone was harsh and firm. "Sarah, since you were a child, I have never refused you anything, but this time you have no choice. If you don't divorce Alex, you will see a side of me you've never seen before." Sarah stared at her mother in shock. She knew Kylene was serious. Kylene had asked her to divorce Alex before too, but she always gave up when Sarah refused. But this time Kylene was completely unyielding. "Sarah, I'm not trying to break your marriage for no reason, but you two are not suitable for each other. Alex is not good enough for you. I knew it from the first day he came into our house. If your father hadn't promised me that Alex would have a future, I would never have agreed to your marriage, even if someone threatened me. Now 3 years have passed. Has Alex done anything worthwhile? Even now, he's just a delivery boy, earning only $1,200 a month. Do you really want to spend your whole life with someone like that?" Alex stood outside the door with a calm face. Everything Kylene said was true. In the past 3 years, he really hadn't done anything good, nor had he given Sarah any happiness. Now it was time for Sarah to choose. Whatever she chose, he would accept it, even if it was divorce. If she wanted to leave him, he would walk away without hesitation.
Episode 4. Sarah bit her pink lips as her beautiful eyes slowly turned red. She knew her mother was right. Alex didn't have a bright future, and her logical mind told her she should have left him long ago. But every time she remembered the gentle and loving way Alex looked at her, her heart softened. Yes, he didn't have much potential, but because of her unintentional stomach discomfort, he woke up early every single day for 3 years to cook porridge for her. He never missed a single day. He wasn't very capable, but for 3 years, no matter how tired he was, he picked her up and dropped her off from work every day, only leaving after making sure she safely entered the building. In these 3 years, he had done so much for her. Without noticing, Sarah's face was already full of tears. "Sarah, have you actually fallen in love with him?" Seeing her daughter like this, Kylene looked shocked. Was this really her proud daughter? Sarah didn't say anything. She was already crying hard. She didn't know what to do. Seeing Sarah cry so much made Kylene panic. She had never expected this. When Sarah and Alex got married, she had strongly opposed it, but she couldn't change her husband's decision. She had no choice but to accept their marriage. Kylene understood her daughter well, and Sarah had always been even more proud and stubborn than she was. So Kylene was sure that Sarah would look down on a useless man like Alex. She believed that after 2 or 3 years, Sarah would see his true nature and would leave him herself. But this time Kylene was completely shocked. Not only did her daughter not leave that good-for-nothing boy, she actually fell in love with him. "Sarah, I know Alex treats you very well, but you must understand that a couple has to think about many things when spending a whole lifetime together. You can't choose someone only because he is nice to you, Kylene said. Mom, stop! I believe in him! She cut her off before she could continue. At this moment, Sarah had made up her mind. No matter how useless Alex was, she would never leave him. This was her life. Oh, Sarah, you will regret this, Kylene sighed. But seeing her daughter's expression, Kylene knew that nothing she said would matter anymore. Do you regret it? No. No, I won't let you regret it. Outside the room, Alex, who had heard everything, clenched his fist. I believe Alex. These 3 words were what Alex had waited 3 years to hear. Sarah, thank you. From that moment on, even if the whole world tried to make her regret her choice, Alex Barrett swore he would never let her regret it. He turned around and walked away in big strides. From now on, he had a new mission. He wanted to make Sarah the happiest woman in the world. He wanted to prove to Kylene that even a so-called useless man could give the woman he loved real happiness. Young master, do you have time now? As soon as Alex walked out of the hospital, he got a call from Rob. What is it? Alex frowned. He had already warned him yesterday not to disturb him unless it was extremely important. He just wanted peace. Sir, I realized you don't have a place to stay in Sacramento, so last night I bought a villa for you from Marvin Harrison in Beverly Hills. Mr. Barrett, if you have time, you can come and take a look. Rob spoke carefully. After calling Harlan last night, Rob knew that even if Alex was not an illegitimate child, he was still someone he must never offend. So he spent the entire night buying the best villa in the best location as an apology to Alex. Why was Rob even bringing this up? Alex wanted to refuse. Even though he now had access to wealth, he didn't want to show it off. He preferred to live quietly as the White family's son-in-law rather than become the richest man in Beverly Hills. But when he heard Beverly Hills, Alex changed his mind. Sarah once said she loved the environment of Beverly Hills after seeing it on television. She said that once she earned more money in the future, she wanted to buy a house there, maybe even a villa someday, and live in the glamour of that place. Back then, Alex could never afford such a dream. With his salary, he couldn't even rent a room in Beverly Hills, let alone buy a house. Beverly Hills was home to many rich celebrities, especially Hollywood stars. The economy and tourism there were always booming. The whole area was full of insanely expensive homes, and even owning a small villa was a great honor. Without his family's wealth, Alex would never be able to afford even a tiny room in Los Angeles in his entire life. Being thick with Harlan Barrett, he didn't even need Alex to take the initiative to buy it. Rob had already prepared the villa for him. Fine, I'll use it as a gift for Sarah, Alex thought, with a sigh. But how he would make Sarah accept such a big gift was another problem. All right, I'll come. After thinking for a moment, Alex agreed. Young master, I'll send a car to pick you up. No need, I'll go myself. Alex didn't want to owe Rob anything. Yes, young master. Alex got on his electric bike and headed towards Beverly Hills. Security in wealthy Beverly Hills was very strict. Even in normal neighborhoods, there were many guards. People living there didn't have to worry about safety at all. Near the villas, security was even tighter. At the top of the hill, there were only 9 villas. Each one belonged to a powerful person in Beverly Hills. The mayor, Foster Muller, the city's richest man, Marvin Harrison, and other top figures. This was the place where the most powerful people lived. Buying a villa here wasn't something money alone could do. It required power, and Rob had that power. As the chief advisor to one of the richest families, Rob Pearson had to prove his worth to Harlan and Alex. The Barrett family was strong enough to dominate the entire county.
Hey, Brad over there. Stop right there. Alex heard someone shout as he reached the villa entrance. A group of security guards in black uniforms surrounded him.
Episode 5. What do you want? The tall, strong security guard walking in front stared at Alex with unfriendly eyes. "I'm here to meet someone," Alex replied honestly. "Looking for someone." The security guard in the black uniform smiled awkwardly and asked, "Do you know where you are?" "Beverly Hills," Alex answered casually. "Motherfucker! So you know this is Beverly Hills, and you still dare to come here to meet someone? Does anyone here even know you?" The guard Conan Jensen sneered. To him, Alex's clothes weren't even worth $100, and he was riding an electric scooter used for food delivery? How could someone like that have anything to do with the people living in this villa area? Alex frowned. He'd been trying so hard to keep a low profile, but he didn't expect to run into a guard who looked down on others. Seeing Alex stay quiet, Conan became even arrogant. He felt like he had completely figured Alex out. "Kid, tell me, who are you looking for? Mr. Foster Mueller or our boss, Mr. Marvin Harrison? You look completely lost." Foster Mueller and Marvin were the two most famous people in all of Beverly Hills. One was the mayor, the other a real estate tycoon. Many people had come here pretending to know them, but Conan had exposed and beaten all of them. "I'm looking for Marvin. I bought a villa from him. I came to visit," Alex said with a sigh. But he was still willing to give Conan one more chance. If Conan let him in, Alex could pretend nothing happened. After all, he'd be living here from now on. As expected, the only answer he got was wild laughter. Conan laughed so hard that he bent over, tears forming in his eyes. "Did you hear that? This idiot says he bought a villa from our boss? I'm dying of laughter. Is he stupid? Doesn't he know that even 1 square meter here can't be bought by someone like him? If he can buy a villa here, I'll eat his electric scooter." The other guards also laughed loudly. They had seen many braggers, but never someone like Alex who immediately claimed he bought a Beverly Hills villa. This wasn't bragging anymore. This was a damn dream. Alex shook his head. The guards' reactions made him unsure if he should laugh or cry. Why did nobody believe him these days? "All right, little brat, since you gave me a good laugh, I won't deal with you today. Now get off the mountain. This place isn't for people like you," Conan said, laughing and waving his hand. Normally, with his temper, he would have beaten Alex up to teach him a lesson. But Alex had entertained them, so he felt generous enough to let him go. Meanwhile, inside a luxurious living room in the villa area, Rob Pearson paced nervously in front of the window. Behind him stood a rough-looking man with dark skin, scars on his face, and the hairstyle that reminded people of Italian mafia men from The Godfather. This man was Marvin Harrison. "Mr. Pearson, when will young Master Barrett arrive?" Marvin asked. He was also nervous. After learning yesterday that the successor of the Barrett family was coming to his city, he couldn't sleep all night. He didn't know what kind of person this young master was, or if he'd be easy to deal with. Although people called him the richest in the city, he knew very well that he was just a small figure in the land of Beverly Hills. He was considered a big shot in the city, but his title of wealthiest man was nothing compared to the Barrett family. The young master, Rob was also worried. The call had ended more than an hour ago. Alex should have arrived by now, but there was still no sign of him. At that moment, his phone rang. "Young master?" "I'm at the gate," Alex said and hung up. Rob's face changed immediately. "At the gate? Why didn't he come in?" "Hey, Brad, I told you to get out. Are you fucking deaf?" Conan yelled when he saw Alex still standing there and even dares to make a phone call in front of him. Alex smiled slightly and said, "You want me to get lost?" "What? You still want me to help you get lost?" Conan sneered, cracking his fingers. Then he suddenly kicked Alex's electric scooter. The scooter broke into pieces. Alex had been using that scooter for 3 years. He'd ridden it through wind and rain. He had feelings for it. Now it had been kicked apart by a security guard. Alex's mood instantly turned dark. Conan didn't care. He called the other guards and surrounded Alex. "Brat, if you won't get lost yourself, I'll help you. Come here, bring your face over and let me slap you twice, and I'll let you go down the mountain," Conan said arrogantly. He thought Alex was like a fish on a cutting board. He could slice him however he wanted. "Are you sure you want to slap me twice?" Alex smiled and walked toward him. "What? If I slap you, what can you do?" Conan laughed. He thought Alex was even dumber than before. He might only be the security captain, but he was still part of the Marvin family staff. Just the family name was enough to ruin Alex's life. In this place, even officials and wealthy people had to be respectful. If Conan said someone couldn't enter, then they couldn't, unless the Marvin family said otherwise. No one dared to cause trouble here. With that thought, Conan raised his hand and swung it at Alex. But the slap never landed. Someone grabbed his hand and then slapped him hard across the face. An extremely dark and intimidating face suddenly appeared in front of him. "Boss Marvin!" Conan's mind went blank. His tongue felt tied. The man who appeared was the famous richest man in Sacramento, Marvin Harrison. "Boss Marvin, why are you here?" Conan's voice trembled. He knew exactly how terrifying this situation was. "Do you want to hit me too?" Marvin asked coldly. He had been thinking about how to flatter Alex, but instead, his guard blocked Alex at the gate and almost hit him. At that moment, Marvin even had the urge to kill.
Episode 6. "Boss Marvin, I'm so sorry." Conan Jensen's eyes were full of fear as he whispered. If he was going to hit Marvin Harrison, no matter how bold he was, Conan Jensen would never dare to do it. Marvin Harrison slapped Conan Jensen hard across the face, making him fall to the ground. Then Marvin turned around, bent down politely toward Alex Barrett, and said, "Sir, I'm sorry for frightening you." His movements were fast and smooth. Everyone fell silent. The security guards rubbed their eyes at the same time. They couldn't believe what they had just seen. The richest man in Beverly Hills bowed to a young man. If people heard about this, the whole city would probably be shocked. Who exactly was this young man? The security guards felt their hearts shaken, and they found it hard to breathe. "He's being too serious." "I'm fine," Alex said with a smile. He didn't need anyone to explain who this man was. After all, Marvin was the richest man in Sacramento. Alex often saw his photos in financial newspapers. "Young Master Alex, this was my mistake. Please relax. Today I will make the people who offended you pay for it." A sharp and cruel look flashed in Marvin Harrison's eyes. Conan Jensen and the others had almost put his life in danger. Of course he would not let them off easily. "President Marvin, please have mercy. President Marvin, we were wrong. Please forgive us." As soon as Marvin finished speaking, Conan and the security guards all fell to their knees. Tears ran down their faces. If Marvin Harrison punished them, it wouldn't just cost them their jobs. Losing their arms and legs would be considered mild. "Shut up!" Marvin shouted coldly, and the men instantly became quiet. Marvin's face stayed cold. He didn't rise from being a poor boy to the richest man in the city just because he knew how to do business. Since these people dared to offend Alex Barrett, they had to be ready to face the consequences. Alex slowly narrowed his eyes. He could see that Marvin was serious and that Conan Jensen and the others would suffer a heavy punishment. "Forget it, Mr. Harrison," Alex Barrett waved his hand and said, "They didn't really do anything to me. Just let them go back to work. If you want to make it up to me, deduct 1 month's salary from each of them and count that as punishment." In the end, Alex felt soft-hearted. Conan Jensen and the others were wrong, but their mistake wasn't unforgivable. Alex did not want to destroy the lives of Conan and the others because of him. After leaving the Barrett family, during the 3 years he worked as a delivery boy, Alex learned many things. For people at the bottom of society, even staying alive could be very hard. Maybe for him, it was just a small decision, but for Conan Jensen and the others, this decision could decide their whole lives. Marvin Harrison was a little surprised, but since Alex had spoken, he had to follow his decision. "Hurry up and thank young Master Alex." Marvin Harrison looked at them coldly and said. Hearing his words, Conan Jensen and the others quickly crawled up to Alex Barrett and begged for forgiveness. Alex did not reply. He only hoped that after this, Conan and the others would learn their lesson. Not everyone would be as kind as he was. Marvin Harrison also let out a quiet sigh of relief. Alex Barrett's behavior surprised him. He was completely different from the arrogant rich people Marvin usually met. Alex was not proud at all. Instead, he seemed easy to connect with. If Rob Pearson hadn't told him earlier, Marvin would never have believed that this young man belonged to the Barrett family. And this person, he arrived on an electric bike. Marvin couldn't help but look at the broken electric scooter on the ground with a strange expression. "Young master, let's go inside." At that moment, Rob Pearson stood up and smiled. Alex nodded lightly. With Marvin leading the way, Alex walked into a villa that looked like a European castle. The villa was beautifully decorated but still felt noble, and the white jade-colored walls were refreshing. As they walked, Marvin Harrison introduced the villa to Alex Barrett. This villa had the best location in Beverly Hills, with full-view windows. Anyone who lived here could enjoy the view of the hill without stepping outside. The villa was over 500 square meters, with a swimming pool, gym, movie theater, and a small garden. In short, all the high-end features were available here. Marvin built this villa for his old age, so it wasn't meant to be sold. But when Rob Pearson asked to buy it yesterday, Marvin didn't dare refuse and sold it to him at $8,000 per square meter. Although it was called a sale, but it was more like giving it away. In Beverly Hills, even the most ordinary houses cost $16,000 per square meter. This villa had the best location in view. Even if the price were $500,000 per square meter, many people would fight to buy it. Alex Barrett was very happy with the villa. He believed that his wife, Sarah White, would love living here. "Young Master Alex, it's getting late now. I've prepared a lunch at home. It would be my honor if you could come, so I can apologize properly." After showing Alex the villa, Marvin Harrison spoke carefully. Even though Alex said he didn't mind what Conan Jensen and the others did, Marvin was still nervous, worried that Alex might think differently after leaving. "President Marvin, you're too polite. What happened is already in the past. I won't think about it anymore. But in the future, I will develop my residence, so I might need your help," Alex Barrett said with a smile. Now that he had taken over the Barrett family's business, he had to work with the rich and powerful families there. Marvin Harrison was a smart man. If possible, Alex wanted him as a trusted partner. "Young Master Alex, you must be joking. I don't dare to take care of you. If you need anything in the future, please tell me. I will help you with everything I have." Marvin Harrison laughed loudly. Alex smiled and didn't say anything more. He wasn't foolish enough to fully believe Marvin's words. The world is full of noise and excitement. Everything is about profit. Without the Barrett family, someone like Marvin wouldn't even look at him. "Oh, Mr. Harrison, I noticed Beverly Hills is very large. Besides this villa area, there are many other places with beautiful scenery and good locations. Why doesn't President Marvin consider developing more of it?" Alex Barrett suddenly asked. In 1919, Douglas Fairbanks and Mary Pickford bought land on Summit Drive and built a mansion, finished in 1921, called Pickfair by the press. Their fame, along with other movie stars who built houses here, increased the area's reputation. But because Beverly Hills covered such a big area, it was very hard to develop, requiring huge amounts of money. It was said that Marvin Harrison had already used all his wealth to develop only 1/4 of Beverly Hills. Facing this endless pit, Alex Barrett suddenly had an idea.
Episode 7. Young Master Alex, it seems you don't really understand the situation with Beverly Hills, Marvin Harrison said with a bitter laugh. Actually, I want to develop Beverly Hills more than anyone else. After all, I use the strength of my community to reach this position. It wouldn't be an exaggeration to say that the people are supporting me. But Beverly Hills is simply too large, and real estate development is still very risky. Even after 10 years of relying on the full strength of my Harrison family, I have only managed to develop less than 1/4 of it. As for the remaining 3/4, I don't even dare to think about it. Alex smiled, but did not speak. From Marvin's words, he could tell that Marvin Harrison also wanted to develop Beverly Hills, but he was alone and didn't have such a big appetite. President Marvin, what if you include me? Marvin Harrison didn't have the appetite for it, but Alex did. Or rather, the Barrett family behind him might be able to do it. Alex then revealed his true goal. Developing Beverly Hills was only one part of it. More importantly, Alex Barrett wanted to use this chance to test the limits of the Barrett family. Beverly Hills was a perfect opportunity. $10 billion was not much to the Barrett family, but it was not a small amount either. He wanted to see how much the Barrett family was willing to pay for him. Marvin Harrison's expression changed. He didn't expect Alex Barrett to be so bold, daring to touch the bottomless pit called Beverly Hills just after arriving. Marvin naturally did not know about the subtle relationship between Alex Barrett and the Barrett family. If he knew that Alex Barrett was investing in Beverly Hills without even caring about making money, he would probably cry. Young Master Alex, if you are truly willing to invest, then this matter can be settled. Marvin Harrison's face lit up as he replied quickly. Developing Beverly Hills was not just about money, but also technology, resources, and many other factors. After all, standing behind Alex Barrett was the Barrett family. With the Barrett family's support, not to mention one Beverly Hills, even 10 of them could probably be handled. That was because those powerful figures represented not only wealth, but also authority. Seeing Marvin Harrison's excited expression, Rob Pearson remained calm on the outside, but his heart was full of bitterness. He wanted to shout at Marvin Harrison, "Alex is setting a trap, you'd better not jump into it." But he didn't dare to say it because Harlan Barrett had warned him earlier. No matter what, he could not let anyone know the real relationship between Alex Barrett and the Barrett family. Alex Barrett also understood this, which made him confident. Rob Pearson smiled bitterly. Last night, he had made Alex Barrett suffer a loss with a $5,000 operation fee. This morning, Alex Barrett set a trap for him, one worth nearly $50 billion. This was the warning Alex Barrett gave him. Rob Pearson's expression became even more complex. He suddenly felt that he could not see through this abandoned young master in front of him. "Then do you mind cooperating with me?" Alex asked with a smile like an old fox. "It's my honor to work with young Master Alex." Before this, Marvin Harrison had been thinking about how to build a connection with Alex and how to rely on the Barrett family. Unexpectedly, in the blink of an eye, Alex Barrett offered him this opportunity. How could Marvin Harrison refuse? "I hope we can work together happily." Alex narrowed his eyes, smiled, and extended his hand. The two large hands shook firmly. The largest investment project in the history of Los Angeles County was born. No one knew that this project was only Alex Barrett's first move against the Barrett family. Standing nearby, Rob Pearson couldn't help but sigh and secretly feel sorry for his family head. As for the specific details of the cooperation, that naturally became Rob Pearson's responsibility. As the main decision-maker, Alex Barrett only needed to set the general direction. After the Harrison family finished their meal, Alex quickly went down the mountain. He wanted to pick up Sarah White from work, as this had already become his habit. After Alex left, Marvin narrowed his eyes and said to his men, "Joel, go investigate this Alex Barrett. I want to know everything about him. Remember, do it secretly. Don't let him find out." "Yes, Master Marvin." Joel nodded respectfully and left. A serious look flashed across Marvin Harrison's face. Since he had risen from a street thug to the richest man in the city, it was only natural that he was a scheming person. From the very first moment Marvin Harrison saw Alex Barrett, he realized that Alex was not simple. He
He was not the arrogant and self-centered young master that he had met before. Instead, the young Barrett was very smart. He seemed careless on the surface, but in reality he was extremely calculating. It even made Marvin Harrison feel as if he were dealing with a tiger. Therefore, he naturally needed to investigate what kind of person Alex really was. "Felix, go to the garage, take out the car I brought back a few days ago, and give it to Alex Barrett," Marvin Harrison ordered again. He knew very well that for someone like Alex Barrett, reputation was more important than anything. His security guard had not only destroyed an electric scooter, but damaged Alex Barrett's dignity. Even though Alex said he would not pursue the matter, Marvin Harrison was still a bit worried. He wanted to please Alex by giving him a luxury car so that the issue involving Conan Jensen could be completely settled. Thinking of this made Marvin Harrison's heart ache. If that idiot Conan Jensen hadn't kicked over Alex Barrett's electric scooter, he wouldn't need to give away his $20 million luxury sports car as an apology. The only person in the world who could trade an electric scooter for a luxury sports car was probably Alex Barrett. Marvin even felt the urge to kill Conan Jensen at that moment. Alex had no idea how much Marvin had been thinking after he left. If Alex Barrett knew this, he would be grinning from ear to ear. Marvin Harrison was simply too cautious. US Bank Tower was the tallest building in Sacramento City and also the headquarters of the White family company. It was noon. Sarah White was standing at the entrance of the building. She had looked towards the door several times but still did not see Alex. Normally, Alex was pretty punctual. As soon as she got off work, he would stand outside the door, unmoving, waiting to pick her up. Why was he late today? "Isn't this our great beauty, right? Are you waiting for Alex to come pick you up on his electric scooter?" A sharp, mocking voice came from behind. Sarah didn't frown. She didn't need to turn around to know that the person behind her was her cousin. Sarah said nothing. Their relationship had been bad since childhood. As she grew up, Tracy had repeatedly caused trouble for her. Tracy was wearing a red bohemian dress with delicate makeup on her face. Although she could be considered pretty, she was still not as beautiful as Sarah. Seeing that Sarah ignored her, Tracy did not get angry. Instead, she sighed softly. "Sometimes I feel that fate is really strange. When we were younger, you were the prettiest girl in the White family. Grandpa even said that one day you would marry into a rich family, marry a man in a blue tuxedo, and become the happiest girl in our family. You did not disappoint Grandpa. You did marry a man in blue, but sadly, it's not a tuxedo, it's his work uniform. He's a delivery boy."
Episode 8. Sarah White pursed her lips together tightly and said nothing. She knew that Tracy White had always been unhappy about her being the most beautiful woman in the White family, so whenever Tracy found a chance, she would mock her. Sarah had already gotten used to this. She stayed silent, which only made Tracy feel even more proud. "Sarah, when will Alex buy you a car? He can't let you ride on the back of an electric scooter every day in such hot weather, can he? Your life is really hard." Sarah glanced at Tracy with disgust. "Does it have anything to do with you?" Tracy curled her lips, pretending she had just understood. "I'm sorry, Sarah. I forgot that Alex is a delivery boy. His salary is very low. If nothing unexpected happens, he probably won't be able to buy a car in his whole life." Sarah clenched her teeth in anger. Tracy insulting Alex in front of her made her furious, but she could not argue back because what Tracy said was true. With Alex Barrett's salary, not to mention buying a car, even living a normal life was difficult. "Sarah, why don't you ask Alex to stop delivering food and come work for my husband? His company is hiring security guards recently, and the pay isn't bad. At least it's better than delivering takeout. If Alex Barrett works hard, he might still be able to buy a car after 8 or 10 years. Tracy sneered. Unlike Sarah, Tracy had a good husband. Her husband was already an HR manager at a young age. He earned $1 million a year, so Tracy was always very confident when facing Sarah. Sarah White simply turned her head away and did not look at Tracy White. Tracy snorted in disdain, but Sarah ignored her. There was no point in continuing to mock her. At that moment, a black Audi A8 drove to the company's main entrance. Behind it was a Toyota 4Runner.
Tracy became very happy when she saw the Audi A8. "Hubby," Tracy White ran over and kissed Drake Smith on the cheek. "Tracy, get in the car." Drake Smith smiled and glanced at Sarah. A flash of surprise appeared deep in his eyes. 3 years had passed, yet Sarah was still as beautiful as ever. Time had not left any marks on her face and even added a mature charm to her. Then he looked at Tracy beside him. Although Tracy looked decent with heavy makeup, she was on a completely different level compared to Sarah, who was as beautiful as the moon. "If only I had been one step ahead of that trash," Drake Smith thought. 3 years ago, the woman he liked first was Sarah, not Tracy. But just as he was about to chase after Sarah, news suddenly spread that she was married. Sarah White had married a delivery man. At that moment, Drake Smith felt as if the sky had collapsed. What was done could not be changed. With no choice, he had to choose Tracy. But in his heart, he had never been able to let Sarah go. Even after hearing that Sarah was not living a happy married life, he had once thought about divorcing Tracy and pursuing Sarah again, but that was something he could only imagine. Drake Smith sighed and was about to leave when he saw a familiar figure in the rearview mirror. "Why is he here?" Drake Smith smiled faintly. "Sarah, sorry I'm late." Alex Barrett got out of a taxi, wiped the sweat from his forehead, and walked straight towards Sarah. "It's fine." Seeing that Alex did not come on an electric bike today, a hint of doubt flashed across in Sarah White's eyes, but she did not ask. "Let's go home," Alex Barrett smiled. "Sarah, where's your scooter?" Tracy's sharp voice sounded. In the past, when Alex came to pick up Sarah, he at least rode an electric bike. Today, he didn't even have that. Were they going to walk home? Alex narrowed his eyes and said calmly, "Does it have anything to do with you?" He knew Tracy disliked Sarah, so he didn't bother being polite to her. Tracy was left speechless. They were indeed husband and wife, and with the words they said were all the same. But her being polite to Sarah and not Alex. "How can you talk like that? You have no manners. Don't you know I'm your cousin?" Tracy shouted. "No respect at all." Before Alex could respond, Sarah stepped forward with a cold expression. "Enough. What's wrong?" "Alex is trash. Why can't people criticize him?" Before Tracy could finish speaking, a slap landed on her face. Tracy froze. Drake Smith froze. Alex froze. Only Sarah clenched her teeth and said coldly, "You're not allowed to call him trash again." "She hit me." Tracy White was stunned. "You filthy bitch, I'll kill you." After snapping out of it, Tracy screamed and lunged at Sarah with red eyes. At that moment, Alex could not stand by anymore. He quickly moved Sarah behind him. Drake Smith also walked over with a dark expression. He originally wanted to help, but when he saw how tall Alex was, he stopped and pulled Tracy back. He knew that if they fought, he stood no chance against Alex, who had been training all year round. Drake did not want to embarrass himself. "Drake Smith, why are you pulling me? This bitch hit your wife. You're not helping me and you're stopping me?" Tracy screamed wildly, losing all elegance. Many employees nearby were attracted by this scene. Drake Smith's face turned extremely ugly and he felt deeply embarrassed. "Enough." He pulled Tracy back and glared at her viciously. "Sarah White hit me." Alex Barrett's face turned cold. He suddenly stepped forward and slapped Tracy White. He didn't care if Tracy insulted him, but he would never allow her to insult Sarah. His slap was much harder than Sarah's earlier one. Clear handprints appeared on Tracy White's face. "Alex, you useless trash, how dare you hit me? Sarah dared to hit me, and now you dare to hit me too? I'll fight you to the death." Tracy went completely insane, touching her burning face. She broke free from Drake Smith and rushed at Alex. Tracy White was small and weak and no match for Alex. He slapped her again and again, nearly making her faint. Hubby, he hit me. I'm not going to live." "If you don't control your filthy mouth, I don't mind breaking it," Alex said coldly. The icy look in his eyes made people believe he truly meant it.
Episode 9. Alex Barrett, what are you doing? Drake Smith wanted to rush forward and beat Alex,
but he stepped back when he saw the look in Alex Barrett's eyes. Still, his wife had been beaten, so he had no choice but to stand up for her. After stammering for a long time, he finally shouted, "Alex Barrett, you useless trash! How can you hit a woman? Are you even a man?" "I don't hit women, but is Tracy a woman?" Alex Barrett sneered. "I've wanted to rip off her foul mouth for a long time. This time was just a warning. If there's a next time, it won't be this easy. And you too. If you're not satisfied, you can come find me anytime. But if I find out that you secretly take revenge on Sarah, I won't mind sending you to hell." Drake Smith's expression changed. He didn't know why, but he felt a terrifying aura coming from Alex Barrett. Drake sensed danger, and he was a little scared. He couldn't help wondering if this person was still the useless Alex Barrett from before. After saying this, Alex Barrett walked over to Sarah White and smiled. "Sarah, let's go home." "Okay." Sarah White nodded obediently. She was also shocked by Alex Barrett's behavior today. She even felt that Alex Barrett had become a completely different person when he said those words just now. She couldn't understand it. Fighting and threatening others was never something Alex Barrett used to do. But what secretly made her happy was that everything Alex Barrett did was for her. They had only taken a few steps when an ear-piercing boom came from far away. A few seconds later, a black car appeared in front of them. The deep sound waves made people's eardrums to vibrate. The sleek, high-tech design of the car shone brightly in the sunlight. The black supercar released a powerful presence, like an emperor arriving. In an instant, everyone's eyes were drawn to the black bolt of lightning. Compared to it, everything else seemed dull and colorless. Bugatti La Voiture Noire, one of the most expensive cars in the world. Those who knew cars cried out in shock and gasped for breath. Even more people stared without blinking. They wanted to know why such a car would appear at the White family company. Tracy White, who had been screaming, suddenly stopped crying. Her face turned tense as the flashy black car drove toward them. It stopped. It actually stopped. Tracy White's breathing became faster. Drake Smith also swallowed his saliva. The car door opened, and a man wearing a flowery shirt stepped out and walked toward them. Drake took a deep breath and thought quickly, trying to remember if he had seen this man before. "Sir," Drake Smith smiled and was about to greet the man in the flowery shirt, but the next second, the smile on his face froze. The man in the flowery shirt didn't even glance at him and walked past him. Drake Smith quickly turned around and saw a scene he would never forget. The man in the flowery shirt bowed to Alex Barrett, who got out of the Bugatti. Drake Smith rubbed his eyes, feeling that he must be seeing things. "Mr. Alex, you forgot to drive your car away," Felix said smoothly with respect. He didn't directly say that Marvin Harrison gave the car to Alex. Instead, he said Alex forgot to take it. This meant the car belonged to Alex Barrett, leaving him no reason to refuse it. Alex was speechless. How could he forget his car? If he ever forgot a vehicle, it would be his electric scooter, not the supercar in front of him. Marvin Harrison was good at giving gifts, and Alex Barrett had no reason to refuse. After all, no one heats a smiling person.
"Sorry, I was in a hurry to leave. Thank you for bringing my car," Alex Barrett said as he accepted the key seriously. "Mr. Alex, you're too polite," Felix replied with a smile. Drake Smith and Tracy White were completely stunned when Alex Barrett took the key. All the White family employees in the courtyard stared with their mouths wide open, as if 2 eggs could stuff inside. This divine car belonged to Alex Barrett? Sarah White's face was also full of shock. She knew Alex Barrett better than anyone. She would never believe that Alex Barrett owned this car. "Come on, Sarah, let's go home." Seeing that Sarah White was still frozen, Alex Barrett waved his hand and spoke. Sarah White blushed before finally coming back to her senses. Alex Barrett opened the car door for Sarah White, who obediently sat in the front passenger seat. Then Alex Barrett looked at Drake Smith and Tracy White with a smile that wasn't really a smile and sat in the driver's seat. With a loud roar, the black lightning sped away. "Impossible! That trash must have rented this car," Tracy White said, ignoring the humiliation she had just suffered, and started cursing again. No matter what, she refused to believe that the car belonged to Alex Barrett.
Idiot! That car wasn't rented, Drake Smith said through clenched teeth, fear filling his eyes. He was certain about the car. He worked for Marvin Harrison's company. 3 days ago, he personally saw Marvin Harrison driving that car. According to company management, Marvin Harrison recently bought this car for $20 million. There were only a few limited editions in the entire United States. Marvin Harrison planned to give this car to a powerful national leader as a birthday gift. But now the car was in Alex Barrett's hands. Drake didn't know why, but he was sure Alex hadn't rented it. That was impossible. "Honey, what do you mean?" Tracy White asked in shock. "It wasn't rented? Could it be that Alex Barrett bought it himself?" "What I mean is that you should avoid provoking Sarah and Alex in the future. I suggest you give up on revenge," Drake Smith said coldly. After that, he got into the driver's seat without paying attention to Tracy White. Tracy White stomped her feet angrily and followed him. Sarah White glanced at Alex Barrett inside the car and said, "Don't do that again." "Do what?" Alex Barrett was confused for a moment before replying. "Renting a car," Sarah White glared at Alex Barrett and said. "I know you don't want to embarrass me, but you don't need to rent a car. Renting one like this must cost a lot of money." Alex Barrett's expression turned strange. He was thinking about how to explain the car to Sarah White, but Sarah White had found a reasonable explanation for herself. "I didn't spend too much money, so don't worry. I won't do that again," Alex Barrett said calmly. "That's good," Sarah White replied. She turned her head away. Her face became serious again, but the corners of her lips lifted into a faint smile. Rob Pearson worked very efficiently. In less than half a day, he had finalized all the cooperation details with Marvin Harrison. The Barrett family invested $35 billion. Marvin Harrison invested $15 billion, and together they founded a tourism development company called Lux Travel. Lux Travel Corporation planned to build a massive vacation resort in Beverly Hills and fully develop the entire Beverly Hills scenic area. This news quickly spread throughout Los Angeles County, shocking every street and alley.
Episode 10. An investment of $50 billion would be something never seen before in Beverly Hills. It would bring a shocking and dramatic transformation to the entire city. What shocked the business world even more was that the person in charge of this project came from the Barrett family, the most powerful family in the county. The Barrett family's influence stretched across the military, politics, and business circles. They were an extremely wealthy family, standing at the very top of the United States. Countless business owners felt jealous and began asking everywhere how they could take part in the Beverly Hills development, since this was a project funded by the Barrett family. With the Barrett family's sharp vision and wealth comparable to that of a nation, everyone believed this project could never fail. It would definitely make money, and it would bring enormous profits. On top of that, the involvement of the richest man in the city in Marvin Harrison made many business owners feel completely at ease. They were certain that the Beverly Hills project would not suffer any losses. As long as someone joined this project, they believed they would earn huge profits. Because of this belief, on the second day after the news spread, business owners crowded Lux Travel Corporation so much that its doorstep seemed to be broken down. All these companies came seeking cooperation, and every one of them acted extremely humble. Some even said they only wanted a chance to participate and did not care whether they received any profits. When Alex Barrett heard this, he was completely stunned. He never imagined things would turn out like this. Everyone believed the Beverly Hills investment was a guaranteed money-making deal, with no risk at all. But only Alex Barrett knew the truth. This investment was simply for entertainment. In his original plan, the project was meant to lose money. He had never planned to make a profit from it. However, these business owners took the project very seriously. The reputation of the Barrett family was simply too strong, so strong that these merchants were willing to ignore all possible risks. White Family Headquarters, LA Tower, top floor meeting room. Less than half an hour after the news about Lux Travel Corporation's development was announced, the White family held an emergency meeting. Morgan White sat in the chairman's seat, narrowing his eyes. 2 rows of White family members sat on both sides, all wearing extremely serious expressions. "Have you heard about the Beverly Hills Resort?" Morgan White asked, calmly, as he opened his eyes. "Yes," everyone nodded, though their expressions were different. "Within 3 days, no matter what methods you use, our White family must be involved in the Beverly Hills project," Morgan White said as he glanced at everyone, his tone firm and unquestionable. The White family members lowered their heads, their faces full of worry. "Dad, this probably isn't very realistic," Travis White finally said after a long silence. He was the eldest son of the White family. Travis was also the future head of the White family. No one understood the family's situation better than he did. The White family had long fallen to a second-tier family in Sacramento. Ever since Country Gardens suffered a shock and 2 major real estate groups entered Sacramento, the White family's real estate business had been badly affected. Their value dropped rapidly, and several of their buildings were left abandoned with no one interested in them. The current White family was nothing more than an empty shell. After a few professional engineering teams, they had nothing of real value. With the family in this state, even if they tried to cooperate with Lux Travel Corporation, they probably wouldn't even get past the front door. "Unrealistic?" Morgan lightly tapped the table, causing everyone in the room to tense up. "Then everyone's year-end bonus will be cut in half." Hearing this, the faces of all the White family members drastically changed. Half the year-end bonus? How are they supposed to survive? The White family was a family-run business, and almost everyone depended on it for their livelihood. Cutting the bonus in half is the same as cutting everyone's income by 50%. Travis White ordinarily earned $20 million a year, but with the bonus reduced, he would only receive $10 million.
Morgan was clearly furious. If the White family failed to join this project, Morgan would carry out his words. When that time came, they would be the ones to suffer. For a while, the White family members became extremely anxious and began discussing among themselves. Everyone began thinking of ways to get involved in the Beverly Hills project. It had to be said, this task was harder than climbing to the sky. The White family was simply too weak now. They were not qualified to cooperate with Lux Travel Corporation. Morgan White glanced at Travis White with dissatisfaction. He did not understand why his son had spoken up first. Now that Morgan was angered, everyone would have to pay the price. Seeing the dark expressions on everyone's faces, Morgan seemed to realize he had gone too far. He softened his tone and said, "No matter who it is, as long as you can establish cooperation with Lux Travel Corporation, I will reward them with the building on the east side of the city." The building on the east side? Many White family members immediately widened their eyes. Grandpa was really serious this time. "That building, if sold, would be worth at least $30 million, right?" someone said. "Yes, but I don't think Lux Travel Corporation will work with our White family," another replied. After Morgan finished speaking, the reactions among the White family members were mixed. Some people looked excited, as if filled with sudden energy, while others felt discouraged, believing the task was impossible. Morgan was the type of person who first applied pressure and then offered rewards. Using a building worth $30 million as a reward excited many family members. Sarah White's beautiful eyes also lit up. But when she thought about the limited resources her father controlled, her gaze dimmed again. Among Morgan's 3 sons, William White was the least favored. The engineering teams Travis White controlled were the White family's most experienced teams. They had rich experience, and most of the family's buildings were constructed by them. However, the engineering team under William White had already been abandoned by the family. If they used that team to negotiate with Lux Travel Corporation, they probably would be laughed at. Because of this, Travis White and his son were the most likely to succeed. Just as Sarah White expected, Travis White stood up confidently and patted his chest as he made a promise to Morgan.
He said he would sleep at the entrance of Lux Travel Corporation if necessary. No matter what, he would secure cooperation and help the White family rise back to the top families of Sacramento. Morgan nodded with satisfaction. Sarah White sighed quietly, feeling that the future had nothing to do with her. At that moment, Jackson White suddenly spoke. "Grandfather, to be safe, I think we should transfer the engineering teams held by third uncle to us. That way we'll have more confidence when negotiating with Lux Travel Corporation." Sarah White's expression changed instantly. The uncle Jackson mentioned was her father, William White. Although William's engineering team was small and scattered, it was his only asset. If that team were transferred to Jackson White, it would be like throwing a sheep into a tiger's mouth. Whether the negotiations succeeded or not, the team would never be returned. From then on, William White would receive no rewards from the family and be pushed to the edge of the White family. "I don't agree," Sarah White said without hesitation. She never expected Jackson White to be so shameless, trying to take advantage of her father's coma to seize his only remaining resource. This was forcing their family to the edge of destruction.